Most people are skeptical about conspiracy theories, but this isn't a theory. The Pope is a beloved man. He is known for being kind and quite lovable, but what most people don't know is he's actually an evil man trying to take over the world. One of the biggest and most convincing pieces of evidence is that the words Pope and Polio both begin with the letters P and O. Most people would say that this is simply a coincidence, but those people fail to realize that Fort Worth's past is filled with shady people, such as Robert Lee Gillespie, who was a confirmed member of the Knights of the Columbus, meaning the Pope had an influence on the early days of Fort Worth. If this wasn't enough, another shady character also used to live in Fort Worth. This shady person is William M. Ray, a confirmed member of the Freemasons. For those who don't know, Freemasons are an ancient and secret fraternity. It's known that the Freemasons were builders and crafters, but it is also believed that they are Satanists. For all of you wondering, how does the Pope fit into all of this? You should really be wondering, how did they get away with it, as there's more than one Pope involved? The first Pope we will be discussing is Pope Pius XI. He was Pope from February 6, 1922 to February 10, 1939. We believe it was during this time period that he was able to introduce polio into Texas, causing the first epidemic in 1937. This was done to get rid of Freemasons such as William Ray, who had died that same year. It's also worth noting that Texas was second in the amount of people infected with polio. Next is Pope Benedict XVI. He was Pope until February 28, 2013, when he officially resigned. Though the church would like you to believe that he resigned simply because he was getting too old, the real reason is that Pope Benedict was in fact a Freemason. The problem with Pope Benedict being a Freemason is that the church forbid Catholics from becoming Freemasons in 1738. And as soon as they had heard that he was a Freemason, they replaced him with Pope Francis. Now the church wants to redeem itself, so it has brought in the Pope, who is a Jesuit. This is another society shrouded in mystery and controversy, but we don't have the time to go into that right now. All you need to know is the creators of this documentary and I are in danger. We found out that we were in danger when Samuel Ventura found out about Edward H. Weatherford. What was that? Edward H. Weatherford seemed to be a normal man with the nickname Daddy. Edward H. Weatherford died in November 11, 1949. Though the cause of death was never reported, there is a high possibility that it could have been polio. The strange part about this is that Samuel Ventura has been nicknamed Daddy by Mrs. Burrell, and that he's been researching polio for Mrs. Burrell's pathophysiology class. Things become even more strange when you notice that the death date of Edward H. Weatherford has 2 9s and 2 11s. In the tragedy known as 9/11, the Twin Towers were taken down and the president at the time was George W. Bush, who happens to currently live in Dallas, not too far from me and the rest of my group members. With so much controversy surrounding George Bush, it is not too far-fetched to suspect that he is working with the Catholic Church to try and silence 4 high schoolers who are trying to reveal a secret plot to ruin the world. My name is Alvarez. Thank you for your time.